Hello guys, good morning to everyone. Dear friends, this is Master Satya, and dear friends, today I am here to talk you something very important, very complex but very true as well. Today I am here with a very important concerns of the Indian society, and that thing is very related to me because I'm a teacher of social science and I teach one discipline of social science, that is history. Dear friends, here I am to say how history must be studied. If you are a learner of history, if you are a reader of history, if you are a student of history, or if you are a teacher of history, what is your responsibility while doing that work, while teaching or while reading the book? I'm here how histories are differed, right? How history has been different to different people, right? And the prime reason is that the people do not know the exact thing behind the book, behind the writings of that history. Because dear friends, many approaches being adopted while writing the history. Many ideas are being adopted or accepted or taken to write the history. Okay, different approaches and a different way to understand the history, different way to tell the history, right, is being adopted in writing the history or in telling the history. Let me tell you, many approaches are there. Like if we talk about the Indian history, right? Suppose there are various group of historians who write the history. Firstly, let me tell you about the colonial historians, about the nationalist historians, about the communal historians, right? And besides them, Marxist theories are also there, right? Cambridge School of Theories are also there. So we will not go to all that aspect. Let me tell you about the colonial history. Suppose you come across a book of colonial history. Excuse me, colonial history. Now, what happened there? These history were being written by the Britishers, and the Britishers, you know, the foreign people, the English people who had here to rule India for a period of 200 years, like more than 200 years, and during their construction of history, they design the history in such a manner that they can rule India for a very longer period of time. So what they did here is, now they try to break the history, they try to mislead the Indian history. And that time, they convened the idea that the Indians are not fit for democracy, the Indians are not fit for having a nationalist idea or having the governments or having the local self-government. They deliberately showed the Indian that the Indians are merely incapable. They are not fit for take the responsibility of ruling the country. And they again said that the history was very much wrecked, very much outdated and old. The Indians were very primitive, old, like this. They talked about the Indian people. And again, they adopted a policy of divide and rule. They told that Indian society was very much divided in the ancient time, and it was divided on the basis of the religion, Hindu and Muslim. Hindu were a separate community, Muslim were a separate community in the medieval time, right? In the medieval time, they told so. So that what happened, they, by preaching the history, by communicating the history, they now try to bring a separate group of people in the country. So if you read that kind of history, then obviously your mind will be fractured. A kind of different hatredness will develop among the different groups of the people, right? In your mind, you will have a separate ideology, you will have a separate notion about the Muslim community or Buddhist or Jain or Hindu community. Okay? And again, what happened? Another nationalist approach that is quite good for us. It was just a challenge to the colonial history. When the colonial historian declared the Indians as unfit for the administration, Then another group of historians came up. They were the real Indians. These Indians, whatever, their prime motive was based on the ideology of uniting the Indians people. Their main motive was just to unite the Indian people, to just develop a sense of oneness among all the Indians, irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion. So therefore, they completely underflay the ideas of the colonial historians, and now they stated that the Indians were very much glorified in the ancient time also, very much developed in the ancient time also. They cited many examples like Asoka, Chandragupta, Chanakya, the state crafts and administrations, and so many things. They advocated all that thing. And beside that time, beside those things, they also glorified the ideas of Shivaji Maharaj, Akbar, right, Rani Lakshmi Bai, okay, Jhansi, right, Rani Jhansi, right. So a lot of people were glorified, and their motive was not to emphasize on the religion or any particular class or any particular group. It was just to unite the Indians together. So, but however, you cannot find the 100% trucity in the national history as well, because it was also a kind of चैलेंज टू द कॉलोनियल हिस्ट्री. इसमें थोड़ा बहुत मोल्ड भी हो जा रहा था, थोड़ा बहुत ठीक है, ग्लोरिफिकेशन ज़्यादा हो रहा था कि किसी किसी चीज़ों में ज़्यादा ग्लोरिफिकेशन होता था. जैसे कि यू कैन टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ राणा प्रताप हो, शिवाजी महाराज हो. दे वर फाइटिंग फॉर देयर पर्टिकुलर टेरिटोरी, for the domination of their particular territory. They wanted to check another territorial ruler, like the Muslim ruler. They are not Muslim. I am not saying the Muslim ruler. They were fighting with another territory, right? The northern part of the India, right? It was a war between the northern part and the western part of the country. So these people now highlighted as the national hero. It was good also, and there is nothing wrong in it. It was just to create a sense of unity among the Indian people, okay, a sense of loyalty towards the motherland or fatherland, you can say. So ये national history था. Again, another thing came of the communal approach to write the history, and writing of history is called historiocity. Writing of history is called historiocity, means writing so या पढ़ना हो, that is historiocity इसमें है. So this time what happened, communal people started glorifying the separate culture of religion, separate group of religion. The Hindu now started glorifying their own culture, glorify their own religion at the cost of other people, at the cost of other minorities or other group of religion. What happened here is most of the Hindu heroes, most of the Hindu rulers were glorified, and here Muslim were, or the Greeks, so Shaka, Kushana, every communities who had invaded here, right, who had come here as a ruler, they were considered to be foreigner, although they were not foreigner. They cannot be called foreigner because the reason is that it was a time, right, when human being had to live on the policy of might is right. Okay, those who were very powerful, they had to adopt a policy of expansionist. Expansionist का मतलब यानी कि invading the territory. It was a kind of the invading of territories or expansion of territories was associated very much with the honor, with the prestige. So it was the tradition of the time. We cannot consider it to be that they were from different religion, they were from the different communities. ठीक है. Suppose British came, they were Christian people. Muslim came, they were Muslim people, right? So we cannot consider them as a communal history. They tortured us, they did so and so thing. We cannot call those things. It was just the manipulation of the history. It was just a kind of misleading of the history. And yes, where I was, okay. So communal people saw like this, they started glorifying the Hinduism, and in the same way the Muslim also now started overemphasizing over their religion. They feel very proud to being a Muslim rather than being an Indian. Their Indianness went away simply. They became very much proud about their Muslimness rather than their Indianness. And within that period of time, within a very long period of time, because of the development of the communal history in the country, the Muslim people develop a sense of fear psychosis. And what do you mean by fear psychosis, man? They every now and then their leaders, their people, they started showing that we are a religious group of people. We are not belong to here, and we are not belong to here. We are a religious group of people. We are minority. These kind of sentiments were developed among the Muslims, and that also led to the rise of Muslim, right? यानी कि Muslim history or the communal history for the Muslim people. So did the Hindus as well. So this was all about the different approaches of Indian history. You know about Muhammad Ali Jinnah and even most of the Hindu politicians who also adopted this communal history as their weapon. So this is the different approach of history. And while you are reading history, my dear friends, you must have to be very, very careful that what is the perspective behind that book you are reading through. So I request you that while you are reading history, you must have to wide your eyes open, right? You have to expose your different sense in order to understand the things. Try to have a wider approach while you are reading any piece of writings. Try to understand so that you cannot be misled, you cannot derail from your objectives. So this is what I wanted to tell you, and this is very, very a big concern for the Indian society. People are, even though they don't know, because in our school education also, in our school history book also, such things are being not discussing minutely, and this lack of, because teacher also do not know, sometimes they don't want to go beyond the syllabus, they don't try to talk more political things in their classes. They try to make more their classes a apolitical approach, and we should do also, because from the ancient time also, the teachers never go to speak against the governance, right? This because they have to work under the governments, whosoever government it may be. But still then it is our duty, it is our responsibility to know the exact history. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ये बहुत आपको फ़ायदेमंद होने वाला है. एंड इफ़ यू डेवलप एनी काइंड ऑफ सेंस वट एवर आई टोल्ड टू यू राइट नाउ, प्लीज़ put your opinion here. Thank you. Bye bye.